If you have ever been confused by the OSPF, don't worry. In the next 5 minutes, I will explain in so clearly that you will be able to answer the interview questions and configuring it confidently in the real network. Imagine you are driving to another city. There are many roads available, but you always want to faster and shortest route. OSPF does the same things for the routers. Today I will explain OSPF in the simplest animated way possible. By the end of this video, you will understand how the router discover neighbors, share the information and calculate the best path across a network. OSPF stands for Open Shortest Path First. It is a link state routing protocol used inside an organization. Instead of blindly trusting the neighbors, every routers build a complete map of the network. Think of it like the Google map. Before giving the direction, Google first learned the entire road network. OSPF network do the same thing. They exchange the information about their links and then calculate the shortest path. Let's say router A and router B are connected. Every few seconds they send the hello packets. If the parameter match, such as the area ID, timers and authentication, they become the neighbors. Think of it like the two people introducing themselves. Hi, I am router A. Hi, I am router B. Once they trust each other, they start sharing the network information. OSPF share the information using the link state advertisement, or we can say LSA. Each router says, these are the networks I know and this is the cost to reach them. That information is flooded throughout the area. Soon, every router has the same network map. This database is called the link state database. Now, come the smart part. OSPF run the Dijkstra algorithm, which is the shortest path algorithm. Imagine the three paths. Path 1 cost is a 10, path 2 cost is a 20 and path 3 cost is a 5. OSPF choose path 3 because the cost is the lowest. Cost is the usually based on the bandwidth. However, the bandwidth means lower cost. That's why the OSPF actually prefer the faster link. On a network with many routers, everyone talking to everyone would create too much traffic. So the OSPF elect a DR, designated router, and BDR, backup designated router. Think of the DR as the class monitor. Instead of every student talking to every other student, everyone talk to the monitor. If the DR fails, the BDR immediately takes over. This reduces the unnecessary OSPF traffic. Large networks are divided into the area. The most important area is area 0, also called the backbone area. Other area connected to the area 0, this keeps the database smaller and make the network scale better. Imagine a country with many cities. Instead of every city storing every street, each city stores local roads and uses the national highway system to reach other cities. Instead of every city storing every street, each city instead of every city storing every street, each city store the local roads and use this national highway system to reach the other cities. Area 0 is that highway for the system. Suppose router A connects to router B connects to router C, and router A also has a slower backup link to router C. OSPF calculate both paths. If the ABC path has cost 10 and the direct A to C path has the cost 50, the OSPF choose the A, B, C. If the main path fails, OSPF quickly switch to the backup path. That's why OSPF is the popular in the enterprise network. On a Cisco router, this starts OSPF process 1, set the router ID and enable the OSPF on the network. So remember, OSPF discover the neighbors with the hello packets, share the information using the LSS, builds a complete network map, runs the Dijkstra algorithm, chooses the lowest cost path, uses the DR and BDR to reduce the traffic, and use the area 0 to scale large network. If this made OSPF easy to use, subscribe for the more networking and cybersecurity animated videos for IT World CyberCloud.